Don't you know that I want you? Hey, every day, sweet, beautiful you. Oh, my baby, you're the one I like to share this dance with, to the bitter end. I don't know why you get so mad and jealous sometimes. It took me a lifetime just to find you, babe. Well, I searched this world high and low till I found you, and now you're mine, sweet baby. Oh, can't you see? Sweet, beautiful you. Don't you know that I love you? Don't you know that I want you? Hey, every day, a sweet.
Yat shikedo shadene hodoya tenebanan Dr. Boo Nygren hoja demo do ti jigone da anishkone aslina adon which aslada ol kilto hiljigo ashla do slide ol kil hada kisigi a hen kidini do Thursday 1 o'clock 5:30 hada kisigi hodoya en hinanta do hodoya hanen kicheslege le tselchi das kan are hanen kichle le ta da shin jono keshmish da so do Kike dan Linido, Kalchindo, Kinaledon, Kitsokeda, that energy, however, not the high script, and Juno da Shinchian, the Sato, na Siego, the Alcano, Shibin Nachitati, Ado, Bendashi, the be Ohedan, Danos, do, Sena Ada Dashi, Tanada Sota, Ehoto, Bahensen, the Nebekea Bakan, Jono, she Keshmish, the so slim, Joy Hoton, Jono, Hodo, Shido, Basi Nash, Energy, First Lady, Yesin Kelil, the Nebekea. Bakan Jono Askeda Hito Neto Yo Nenishi Sad Belch Hadasotzi do Beta not Energy. I had a little Shilton Kidnet and then Gishil Saman Dasonot Tram, Sashieta Hassa, Sashiasa Honda Has Tram, Sashia Hoyanda Chian, Tabi Ohenda Bachihodasa, Eshin Jono Daiya do Aha Ida, Nalsi Soda, Pichin Elian, the Toshida, Yat Yonin Shinans, the Kezigibin in the Johodinania, Hatnenigin, the AI is a Laho, Bohosni, the Keshmish, Behani, Hijibininache, Ashanshi Yeg, Hon Sogodo, Yo Ilnon Kitchen, all Yag, Honidea, Henito Letoshin, Yat Eto, Heha, Yonin Shnesada, that, and give Eto Keshmish Bolt Country, Eshin Hot O, the Osagi. Ada de Kushinana Skanshi, Nana Hatolis, Ebe, a Hehan Kidini dolet, not energy, hate order ben Kiltayada hot, eton Kiltahojonda, she hot on Hansenota, a she be at etolis, the Nebenant An Kitchen, hot on Hahat, Ziton Hanses Kesigi, Adone Nanigi, local announcements, Danegi. Last week, First Lady Jasmine Blackwater Nygren became the first Native American to be Apache County Attorney. I'm very proud of her accomplishments. With this appointment, she told the Apache County Board of Supervisors before her selection that her first priority will be the fair, equitable administration of justice for all county residents. D.A. Damodon, which as Lenta, Belinash Inigi, First Lady Lenigi, Ebike Hodini, Lead Zesran, Bachahot Soja, Hostoha Zoja, Aj, Ratit Ahi. Late di late, but no, standard Zagadit Aitsona, no, Pansaha Keso, Hot Obike Hodini, Doha, Petsesh Kiji Hot O, not Ani late and then Pin da Alse, Radit Ahi, Zesrab Hot Soja, Radit Ahi Yasali, Hot Only, Senesji, not Ani, then Lenigi Board of Supervisors, Itaton Nia, Ado Ye Hatzigi, Alsede, Bain Desh Nishigi, Behaz Ani Ad, and Zesrab Hot Soji, Begedas Tiro Bedet Ig Hajo, Saha Kesto, that Nilseno, hot ocean and Nistole, a hot own late and Neked hat Enigi, Don Dalzit do Lake Nor, Arosto, Hajo Kisna and Nish, hot oyat, etolis, no, hot obiki hodini, First Lady, First Native American Apache County Attorney, Abedilia, hoto, Arona Ostraigi, Sashaidan, Kilbadahausen, and the Stanford University, Ad, Alcede, La, Arote Nahodesh, Arizona State University, Sandra Day School of Law, hoto gatit ahi national sociospa aro host double zoji apahazin gatit ahi lido lel bedon nido nal sos nel sos Arizona bar but nenigi aro slashin kilbada hausen na kinache hosto zoji a ye one ajanat ani lona kinache astada leilta nahaz tanigi ashlatin doba ashlat de miln sa do khanne tande honne lam khojent nekeda hat inigi bakao at in the LD7 but nin hoto beso at khanin so hoto shibedashni hoto first lady sinat ani nabedilya ishi hoto banana shi idolish. Missing Navajo people reports from the Navajo Police Department this week from the Kayenta Police District. 77-year-old Alma Jean Sutherland is still missing. She was last seen December 4th in Monument Valley. She may be in Kayenta or Cedar City, Utah. She is 5'3", 100 pounds with brown eyes and black hair. Alma was last seen wearing a purple shirt, maroon leather jacket, blue jeans, and black boots. If you have any information, please call the Kayenta Police District at 928-697-5600. Dishe hoje todinesh aja masanin lon sostse doba sostse benachego che habeten trapege Alma Jean Sutherland ulya December 4 dan le Monument Valley de Akeda yield sande 5'3", 100 pounds nezetin da hedet loige hon stas la no ado bena de beche ado but si lejen hoto hodena ran det kelbada hausen shi salabach da hados len todinesh 928-697-5600 Ado de Nehadabed Nest Taigi, Michael Nez, Marvel Begay, and Desba Deswood, Hadabed Nest do Yadat no Ben Kilnahon Nelto. Ado Honenanagi frequently asked questions of the week. How can the school clothing program help me? The school clothing program is accepting applications now through January 31st, 2025. Applications are available on the Navajo Division of Children and Family Services website at ndcfs.org. Deshe hojana edikide het ola eda be ka da yerigi khade la binye nal sosen des sos khala be nenigi deshe January 31st be eshe hoto hajon kanal sosen da hedosla patient se kesla da chago ndcfs.org bekada do slita ara bandal not khatnal sos aro to hodesh netan so 928-871-6556 din shin kekedan lenigi het oran shalchin post khadam eda be bekado wolta no senigi honda hadosle 928-871-6556 is January 31st be a few of this week's accomplishments. I am happy to announce that the construction of the Navajo Gallup Water Supply Project will remain uninterrupted for the next year. President Biden Navajo Gallup Water Supply Project Diwa be ande kushinanas kan be to alto ado shito notsis bena nishkhatnene digar kushi the mo is li hon Washington no slan staho ashon he didi bilnata to hlel to ashon pahelenigi de hota to hlil ashanshi peso do hojoba da hozen de hot ende nasko dal do al hot odo pahelenigi de hota do hlil anenigi ashon 870 million hone la pahelenik adete go des kido 1.6 billion bahadole hot ben ajnesheshi ate one at is nearly 85-11 hot on jono at in Washington continuing resolution but that nenigi to Washington yenana hotole nenigi tra yistonde Navajo Gallup Water Supply Project no yesena in shkadi be ango hona hot et od notses und as go besh probait se hand do nila no ben hat an hot in kade ashon de holya do hodon nila kushina desra ad nanasta kade ashon be nasko hodalla aro bahelenigi de hodalla kade ashon beso bahelenigi be do khola nenigi eshi hot on na oskata de ad Washington de nanasta eshi atiba ohigi esta 800 million hone last not atiba hazol be do neligi dishenat an hannego in late 2009 at San Juan River River khatest ane da bolt county trodde lot se Navajo Gallup water supply and again kada esta ashla tsata nache beta inisho hot otati beta inishigi le dinna nache jahal tsotol nil khanene bohot asan ka she hot edole nin jono aliago she le San Juan River but ano jan lindo go 37 acre feet honne la an kha honne la chide nil edole no ben hata she hot on bad hazendole dishi kanan sesne hot in ashon le yehowan de howando Washington benant an lenigi nasko hoden kha hode la hegi ba heta nitzen ado yehowan de honat ani dan lenigi yegon kha jegi to a head wd nila si yegon khandastil yin dashnish. I signed emergency legislation that allows chapters to appoint temporary leaders to keep local government stable and functioning. The Enli Behezani, Belas, Shibaka Ishlagin, Latha Nazelo, not Ani Tladoba, that is Neligi, it at a beta Halya had Nenegi, large not Ani Tanas, yes, a Tagido, Keogon, as a Tagido, Peso Donald Sosikites, Ingi, Edo Beta, Tenigishi Enli, Tanas, Nebel, and has Anigi Eshi Ad, a Hido. Kahotene dan lenegi eshi yikidal tolne eshi ona ganje not ani labdol lishne and da is nilnana na hasliong she adenda not ani bad hazendel eshi hoto nikel bad hazendel lashi khana zelbel da has anigi not ani large da satahigi do kedo do la peso donald sosigides ingin heda tenigi she alhido khane khana zelbel da has anigi eshi la dobikidal dolne ado sa behes ani bakaigi in nacha hal qoe dobik hodl don neta joy aita do babi gata hodo nidigi hot edole eshi hoto behes ani be lasli do nasko deslins do lesnli the nebejo hodol nil no I recently signed a $15,000 grant to renovate the Torion Library. Eso ashlatsata the mil yaje honela belas lein le Torion nal sostan enigido alchinias ya naho kabin nachda ultragi belaganik at library hat nisle hot onil tsirigi beso bich holyagi le nal soslan nada hedonne dobel nachba kasta hagdo bakaida nal sosul tragido alada be da hodon nelgin da hedon hegido latoshi beso nal nishla be bakato walanegi Shin Lane Honahot June 30th, Ajabe Ataleyo, Baheta Nitzen, the Oberton has Anigiro Bakanda, Woyan Torion Library, Bakai Jetole. I signed resolution to make the Nebazar the official language of the Navajo Nation. Le Behezani Flobe Lana Saslim, Besmas Anishin indeed, Zeo Ye Lada Asli, Adokat Shishanan, Kenzo, the Sheik at Bela Sasli Dole, Bela Saslege, Nekizad, Yes, Alate, Ohol Nitale, Noye, the official language. Yes, the Nebakea Bakar, the Nebazar, at Yes, Be Yat Dobe, Nad Zodobe, Il Dole, Nenegi, Hot O Behez. Be laslin adone na kinde zedenda the nebazar bata ostkhagi batato belkilna hashne onal sosla hadishla proclamation olya the neb and adit ola yanse case hanenigi nal soske dil hoto apahazin o go do had nembeke ka ke down it ingi to the nebanant ajloya in the nebaz to by justkigi hoto hadishla din hezadon ko ol ai yeshet all Nikalchin da no selgi hinda hoidol al a khoi up bezadi yadalt kidole be betkhata zedole noya hadalya dia shon pashel khojol todi nal sos behez ani be la selgi kachi be shans an be bechen hanan stitole leshi kan tladaisenol tsam dia shon nehi be la selgi qade Eso la kharlol nilto heit ola ai isin hezad njono andok asto be oho aginal sosta da hallo role dida patient se kesi bi eda ho aji kegi njono peso la banda di jiho ni hat nidole nikezad yego bchida nidi kai kade asho di atmo na otlese de ne zaden ki hanasti akhot ende heit ola bada olt khagi do olt khan da has anigi do de neba Washington da hot egida Don leader abahazin alada bikita ashchinigida hajo hot on the dilin noy peso bahado le hoto nal sosto behes ani shashanan skenge abahazin dobke de sota belade shle hoto yan nehi nikizar an ni tad nilzen khadro nil I also signed a $600,000 grant for Wheatfields Lake to get necessary renovations to recreational facilities. In Le Washington, also Slabakana Huilia. 600,000 Wheatfields Lake, Khajol Chedos Nilkhatno, Ben Nato Nish, Dishikan, Asta Stratina Khayeda, Nit Ande, Baholia, Kadeasi, to Hajoda, Hajo Halchedos Nilkhatno, Isla Peso, Astrada Nezatin, the Milyaje Honela Bahato Lekhatno, Doch to benyen hatot no she hoton jono hahodel yagayat etol di she kadle pia she kad beson ki chonde la she hoto na to to hajo harl dol nil khanengi she ben dahwit arl she ilsa beso bani jadol yaroshi be hodo nelgi she holto benanal khad hona hot Nanagi major projects I'm working on Nishan Sagi that Bedain Nishigi. Horoya Nli to be last asleep le Beshmas Anyeland Ashley Ado Shihoroshanan Kinch. Digi in Le Washington. Peso standards in a kid the meal so nkich only I am that each Daniel and over this shin that the beda inish kana alcho at in bajada negido sa ayo da ba oigi khait ola dikado le dikando hana khada hajo khado nis ebik na kina khaj yego beda inish nigo le sanenigi hoto behes ani khadlia aro be las sli aro bol khaige khait olan jono ai yes betsess lady die Hojent Nebenant Abels Anigi, Hate all that skins on the Nadal to the Haida, a last is those Nisto Haida, Beso that Ayuta Otto, that the latter that ya hate all and Jono, that skins up has Anigi, Yay Jai, the Lago Ayat, Etalech, no, just that the Ainley, Atlated, Athat the meal, Yajend, the Peshmas, Anbetato Nadol, Sosto, Tegonaho, the Shizaro, Shishanado, Kenchieto, Hata, Ebonina, Dicada, Aita, Na, Kinache, Dehetzi. Khashit oid nebenant abel has anigi yego etelnon khanaz nistol no asho khe bedini the anot ende beshmas andano lenigi hode the neban sidato kes do khait ola di hoje joid nebenant abasalla bada enishigi do di de alla etelno do lwaligi jo beshmas ani behes ani dobik ata enishigi de yozo aro she hoje bik hon shada enish di she hot on jono nakhande skanzigi khe dole she hoto Nahot Yego Bedal Dil Neshehoto to Asa Base in the Washington, which in the deal Nilton, the Shiat and Jono, she de deal in Tihoro, Ben Kilnashne, Saha one day need Nil, to Sa to they need say, Base she that they need to one Yazada, Hawan the Bedal that Bedal that Seho hot order, Ton Shon that Jidan Lenigido, Lada Banda has Anigi hot o, Jono Beda deal Nilton Le Nilche Behaneda, Base Behene, Base Bayada Aida. Del no das agoda hodat enigida del no tsintlon khanash nistol khanenigi she hoto njono beneshlo shje baka ishlado le hoto del no nakhadeni nishtole hoto khe beshmas anbedini dole khan so hodes kezige honoring 50 years of Navajo EMS excellence. Our Public Safety Department hosted a 50th anniversary award ceremony to honor Navajo Nation emergency services staff, recognizing those with 5 to 50 years of service. Dishe khwa zeil inda khada hot inoda chidit so yajabet lande chioda ne yikan ta alroigi EMS but no dishe be da honni dishe kan ashlati nache anche nikedene EMS hollo ado bini national sos but hodalia sta nezet dinda ba se bido ba stra honela ne na khadil nish aro na sos but hodalia ge 45 with 5 to 15 years of service, 9 with 16 to 20 years of service, 22 with 21 to 30 years of service, and 5 with 31 to 40 years of service. Ado Andy Husky is deemed asana EMS jello. Yesim Mr. Johnson hehan hidi needle. She hodosas anigidon nik edan lenigido si yego the nebansen kesto hodro patninit egido na nishbinet atinad nagi hehadole. Ado not end EMS workers dan lenigi a hehadole huich hada hot in sho adade chidin in the kilte jele. Ado yesi hada hot in the Yesip quite the Nebuchadnezzar das Wogi Hedole, Nikeheniho, Dikat Slatinache, Hoto, the Nebuchadnezzar EMS, Holo. Upcoming events. Mark your calendar for the second annual People's State of the Navajo Nation address on Tuesday, January 14 at Gray Hills Academy High School in Tuba City. Hear the executive branch's accomplishments in 2024 and plans for 2025. Come enjoy lunch, connect with staff from the Navajo Nation and divisions and departments who will be on site to answer questions, assist with applications, and provide insights into upcoming activities. This is the People's State of the Navajo Nation, so come learn more about work being done every day for you. Deshe hojanle khatamo na totle ne January 14 People's State of the Navajo Nation no yoche Tuesday January 14 Aden khahdoka Gray Hills Academy High School eshe hohot eda in le nakhe halde as linde deshe aslaje na khaje khaila na nish atalya adon le na khaje khaishe na nishna da dolnil khanenigi hanne nige chahote shli deshe asla khil kije de nebje hades to shandal nishil Ade Hadadot Zetohan Ede do Lil Dobin in Nachichian, the Holodo Lil, Ado Naide Kidney, the Holodo Nal Sostaban, the Nishtrat, the Neba Washington, Naidish Kid Hanene, Esto, Ade at in a large Shadil Nishigi, Ade Tranda Credoleshi, a Hoto, a Tratahan of Lodolil, Nahidoka, the Hodo, the People's State of the Navajo Nation, second annual, Tuesday, January 14, Ade Shidahan of Lodolil. Eshibe, a kid, a Hehan, Kadini, the Hodoya, the Nebanant, Dr. Nygren, Hodo Thursday, 1 o'clock, 5:30, Hadak, Esge, Hehan, Kadini, the Lito, Jono, she Keshmiston, Henada docha, she Yegos, Kid, not eat or data Hoscado, so that Dosino, Ebe, Kikinada, Hazotlon, Jono, Nasconade, no Catolis, Hakone.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and you guys enjoyed time with your family and enjoying the time to be with them. My name is Michelle Jones. I am the Executive Director of the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office. And I've been with the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office since late 2017. Most recently as the executive director starting in late 2022. So, but again, I hope everybody just is having a good time and really enjoying themselves. And it's really we're wrapping up the end of the year already, the end of 2024, and ready to start with 2025. So with our office, we're a very specific office. Our job and our duties is very regulatory focused. We concentrate on all of the gaming activities on the Navajo Nation. You guys might have heard me a little bit before about what our office does and what we work with. And right now, a lot of the work that we do is specifically focused on the Navajo Nation gaming enterprise, as they are the biggest gaming facility operator on Navajo Nation. But there is in areas in which more gaming facility operators will likely be in operation, and I think you guys might have also heard a little bit about the bingos and small bingos, community bingos out there, in which we've been working to educate and bring public awareness to everybody on the Navajo Nation, that we are developing those regulations for that, so that we can bring everybody within the federal requirements of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act regarding bingos and also raffles. Some of our biggest accomplishments right now that we've been working on for the past year has mainly been focused on our tribal gaming regulations. We do have a lot of laws that we have to follow, federal as well as state and tribal laws, and also other federal regulations that are put in place. With all of that, we combine them all, and we put them into what is called the Navajo Nation Tribal Gaming Regulations. It's about a 400-page document. It covers everything from people getting gaming licenses, what's required for gaming licenses, to licensing gaming facilities in order to operate gaming activities, Also, it covers all the way from what type of gaming activities are involved, how those games are played, what are the rules for them, what are the minimum, what they call minimum internal control standards, what are the standards for that. It goes from everything covering even to the dimensions of cards and dices and so forth on how all that's played. So in those regulations, we've been working on getting those updated. Uh, they've been in place since updated, and last time they were updated was in 2015. So we've been taking on a big major project because a lot has happened in 9 years. Several state gaming compacts have been updated. Most recently, the Arizona Gaming Compact was recently updated in 2021. So updating changes are needed. Several federal laws have been updated, in which we also need to make those changes, and including even Navajo Nation law. So those are what we've been working on to get them updated so that everybody has a more updated information. And in addition to that, all the new gaming activities that we have to include. So we've been working on that for mainly for about a year and a half. The most recent change we made in the early part of 2023 was the what they call event wagering, which covers sports betting, mobile sports betting. You know, you guys probably heard that. We've also added in a couple of more updated information. So we've been working on that and getting update. I want to tell you guys a little bit more about those regulations, particularly when we put in the new regulations for raffles and for community bingo, what they call small bingo games. Because there is an opportunity for the public to read those by uh, Navajo Nation law. We are required to give public notice to everybody. And what we normally do in that process is we usually post it in the local newspapers, such as the Navajo Times, Gallup Independent, the Daily Times in Farmington, as well as some papers in Flagstaff, so that we can kind of get all those areas that surround the Navajo Nation and the papers on Navajo Nation to let the public know that we are updating the regulations and that there is some changes to them. And it's an opportunity for people to make comments, review them, send any type of asking for clarifications or concerns on these, and then to even know what the new regulations are about. So that is one that we would normally do and send out, and within the next couple of weeks, maybe at the end of towards the end of January, we will be sending out an updated regulations for Class 3 gaming. That will be sent out, and the new updated regulations. We had updated these regulations back in July of 2023. We did receive comments on it, so we've been working on getting those updated, reviewing comments, and then including them. So that will be one of the latest updates that we'll have to that. Then thereafter, we have the new, we'll be adding in again the new regulations, particularly for Class 2, which not only includes the ones for raffles under Class 3, and then the bingos under Class 2. One of the things that we want to do and to get information out there for everybody is to try and get some maybe some public hearings or some public presentations, and getting this information out to everybody so that they're aware. We have been making ourselves available and giving this information during the Navajo Nation fairs or other public events that have been happening to tell more about our office. One of the other things that just wanted to bring up and let everybody know, we have been working on updating our website so that it is more user friendly, that it's more public friendly, that people are able to get on our website, get information about our office and what they're able to report to our office, because some people might be a little bit confused as to what our office does and specifically what we investigate, what kind of reports we take. Thankfully, we take all type of reports coming in regards to gaming facility operators, which is normally the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise, as who operate the Navajo casinos, all 4 Navajo casinos on the reservations. So, however, most customer service reports actually aren't handled by our office. They're handled by the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise, or the Navajo Casino specifically, wherever the customer service issues are at, whether it's dealing with the restaurants or the gift shops, or even with the treatment of when you're playing games. Those are normally handled, and those are customer service complaints and reports. Those are handled by the casino. But anything that deals with perhaps maybe discrepancy in rules that you probably participated in, promotions and games, they usually have those for their players club or their player members. Any of those can be reported to us, whether you suspect any type of cheating, theft, fraud, those can also be reported to our office. On our website, although it is a little bit outdated, we always get those reports can be sent to our office. It does have our address on there, as well as a phone number. You can always send a written report and you can mail it to our office, or you can just drop it by our office. And where we're located, our main office is located in Window Rock, Arizona, but we do have offices, sub-offices in each of the Navajo casinos. So we have an office inside the Northern Edge Navajo Casino. We do have an office inside Fire Rock Navajo Casino, inside Twin Arrows Navajo Casino, and the Flowing Waters Navajo Casino. But again, our main office is in Window Rock. We are located at the Hogan So office complex, which is on the southeast corner of the intersection of Highway 264 and Route 112. So right across the Chevron, in the same building as where the Navajo Times retirement office and the old Department of Economic Security office was based at. So that was where we're located. So you can drop off any reports or complaints, or you can also mail them to us. Our post office box is 2040 Window Rock, Arizona 86515. Again, that is PO Box 2040 2040 Window Rock, Arizona 86515. Our main office line is 928-871-6934. Again, that's 928-871-6934. And I appreciate you the time. And if there's, again, you can reach our office looking at our website, or you can give us a call. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your time off for Navajo Nation employees, and Happy New Year, and look forward to a 2025. Have a great day.
Yate, good afternoon. This is Sherilyn Yazzie, Executive Director for Navajo Department of Health. I'm just reaching out to each and every one of you with the Navajo Nation, welcoming you all a very Merry Christmas to each and every one of you on behalf of Navajo Department of Health. First and foremost, I would just like to extend my gratitude with humbleness to each of our Navajo Nation employees who continue to work on behalf of the Navajo people on working on all the work that needs to be done within each of their various divisions and departments. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude, appreciation to all Navajo Department of Health employees, those who are more than likely still working today, right now, and around the clock within our mental treatment centers throughout the Navajo Nation, and all the healthcare workers who are on standby. I just want to thank each and every one of you for the work that each of you do on a regular basis and during the holidays. I know that Navajo Department of Health has been working very much in terms of one, streamlining a lot of the processes within all of our departments. And I just want to thank all the leadership with Navajo Department of Health with the work that we have been doing in making things better, not just for our departments, but our employees. We are really focusing on our employee wellness, working to invest in our employees, working to ensure that we are investing in the necessary resources and tools to make them successful in the work they are doing. And the purpose of why we're doing this is they are the individuals who are the ones who work directly with our Navajo people each and every day, and we want to ensure that they are rendering the customer service that is required, not required of them, but what we would like for them to be when they are helping our Masanas, our Chays, our Nalis out there in the communities. And so Navajo Department of Health has been really working hard in streamlining our processes, investing into our Navajo Nation employees by way of Navajo Department of Health, and working to increase the morale, because they are the ones who serve our Navajo people on a daily basis. Our professional development, how we're building on our professional development capacities in terms of customer service, phone etiquette, working with our Navajo people. So those are the things that we're also working on with Navajo Department of Health. Moving on, there are three divisions within the Navajo Department of Health. We have Daltex, we have DBMHS, and we have Public Health Services Division. Recently, Council, along with President, signed the resolution to pass in the amount of $184 million to serve our Navajo senior centers. So right now, Daltex has been working aggressively in terms of getting budgets completed for all of the $184 million that has been appropriated to the Navajo Department of Health by way of Daltex, including the Division of Community Development. We've been working hand in hand with Director Arvin Mitchell. We provided an update to the Health and Human Services Subcommittee, which is our oversight to the Navajo Department of Health, on Monday, and provided them an update on where we are at with our legislation and the work that needs to be done on the executive side. So we are operating in a fashion where we want to ensure that we are assessing all of the projects to establish them in tiers and address the low-hanging fruit. But our priority is to ensure that we do an updated facilities assessment for all 84 senior centers here on the Navajo Nation. So that is the primary focus of Daltex at this time. I know that they've been working hard in streamlining services to all of the senior centers throughout the Navajo Nation. With respect to the Public Health Services Division, there are numerous programs under this division. We have 13 programs, and I would like to start with the Public Health Emergency Program, which is a program that assists that will be and is currently assisting 110 chapters to govern the local governance when it comes to emergencies. So I urge each and every one of you who work within your communities to become advocates and work with the public health emergency programs within your community. It is called the Emergency Response Team, and this team is responsible for helping our people in their time of need or during unforeseen circumstances. Like for instance, right now the weather, the inclement weather is coming in. It could possibly be snowing. So this plan urges and helps each of our communities to plan for weather condition, hot climate during the summer. But right now our focus is the inclement weather condition this coming winter. So please, I encourage each and every one of you to volunteer and go to your local chapters and find the time to volunteer and to be a part of home deliveries when our community members. I know that under the Public Health Services Division, under this public health emergency program, works directly with the health educators, with our CHR programs, with our food distribution programs, with all of our programs, and they coordinate and collaborate efforts in terms of making sure that food is delivered to our most precious, our most sacred, to our elders and those who are at high risk that are out in the communities. So these individuals help coordinate all of the efforts, but we do need your help in the communities because not everyone knows the communities out there. So those of you who live in your communities and know where Grandma and Chase live, that's the organization that we need your assistance with in ensuring that when we're out there, that we have a map or we have information to locate where we can make these food deliveries or where we can check on and follow up on our grandparents or those who are at high risk. So that is the Public Health Services Division, who has been working extremely hard in coordination with the 110 chapters. And with the Department of Behavioral Health Services, they are also extremely busy around the health. And with that division, it is extremely it's a division that also works around the clock. And I would like to share at this time, and it's something that I want to address to each and every one of us regarding mental health. Mental health affects everyone. So on behalf of Navajo Department of Health, DBMHS is on constant watch, constantly working with our Navajo people when it comes to mental health, whether it's mental health, alcohol abuse, drug abuse. So I urge each and every one of you out there, if you are in need or if you need help with mental health stresses, please do not hesitate to come and look into our, or to go onto our website and look around and find the necessary resources that will assist you. In addition to that, if you would like, go to one of our local agencies, any DBA makeshift office. That we have offices located at all the agencies. If you are in dire need of help, if you have any mental stresses that you would like to discuss, we do have counselors there. We do have traditional practitioners at each of these locations. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to join us. Join us in our journey, in our mission, in our vision. Our mission is Navajo healing Navajo. And it takes you and it takes me and it takes each and every one of us out there to help each other, whether it be just a simple sorry, whether it be just a simple I need to take care of myself, or I need to take a walk, or drinking water, any type of mental health to lead us towards ensuring that we are working towards taking care of each other. But it's going to take you. If you are listening to me, it's going to take you and it's going to take me. It's going to take each and every one of us as women, as mothers, as fathers, as grandparents, nollies, grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunties, Bishop. It takes each of us to stand together to heal each other and to be that example for our children. So I urge and I urge each and every one of you to join us in Navajo Healing Navajo, because it starts with us all here on here adanit el what's all naso net nijin kidene what's all bansi kisto. But it has to take a strong mind and a strong heart. And if your heart is not feeling well and your thoughts are not feeling well, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of our offices. You can call 928-871-6350, and we can definitely direct you to to any of the agencies you might be located at. So with that, in closing, on behalf of Navajo Department of Health, on behalf of the Office of the President and the President and the First Lady and the Vice President, I ask each and every one of you to take care of each other, check on your masanas, your chays, make sure they have enough wood, enough coal, and that they are safe in their homes, and that we take care of each other. and that all we have is each other. So I urge that to each and every one of you. Thank you for having me. Have a blessed day and happy holidays.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Byron Shorty. I'm the Executive Director of the Navajo Nation Telecommunications Regulatory Commission. I'm going to start by saying I'm on about the 7th day or 8th day of this respiratory illness, so it's good to hear those words of encouragement from the Navajo Department of Health, as well as the words shared by another regulatory agency, the gaming regulatory. So it's good to hear these updates. Sheya tkhorich nishle do hashkana do bashichin tlashe dashiche ado juan tlana dashinale. Hakot ego the nishle ado tsinazbas de nasha tsinazbas being Round Cedar in Loop chapter of Arizona. So I was recently appointed, or I was appointed executive director by President Nygren in July. And one of the things, and this is my first update I want to deliver, is I told him that I would get the commission restarted, up and running again. Up until that point, it hadn't been meeting in about a year, and there were commissioners who needed to be confirmed by the council, and then there were also a few commissioner seats open, waiting for appointments and some recruiting, all that stuff, to go through the process to establish the commission so that we can actually have quorum. And proud to update all of you that we have successfully accomplished that. It took about 3 months. The first official commission meeting was held in October. And so there's been about 3 months, 3 meetings so far of the commission. And so in the new year, it's really the benchmark for myself to go ahead and just really push out a lot of the focused work that I hope to complete in the new year. And this is one of the things that the President Nygren has tasked me with, is just make sure that the commission is stable, that there is some progress, and that we start focusing again on regulatory work. And that's really important for Navajo consumers, especially. We got that done definitely thanks to the partnership among the appointees, the president's office, and then also delegates at the RDC, and then also the Nabakia committee, who provides the final confirmations for President Nygren's appointment. So currently we have 5 commissioners, a total of 7 available. And so we're going to be pushing out advertisements for 2 more telecommunications regulatory commission seats. The final 2 being the ones that will serve the remaining of the term as well. In its first meeting, the commission established the chair, which is Alex Montoya. The vice chair is Nadine Claw. We have Commissioner Orlando Bowman, and then we also have Commissioner Brent Nelson, and then Commissioner Norbert Nez. These are people who President Nygren identified as being able to contribute their technical expertise, some of their background, and to really push for a lot of the things that Navajo people need in terms of the regulatory environment that provides equal rights, equal protections, and a solid competitive environment for telecommunication services across the Navajo Nation. And so it's a really big, broad charge. And if you look at a lot of the enabling legislation, which is something that we've been doing over the past several months, we really have to focus on building the program itself. And so that leads to my second update, which is that we've really started to focus on strategic planning. And strategic planning is the foundation for what I feel is the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next year, and then ultimately the next 2 years and beyond. So to break this next coming timeline up into those moments, we get to start establishing some goalposts. And so one of the bigger goalposts that I've identified and we started to prioritize is definitely the establishment of a revenue source. And so one of the things I don't want to do as a regulator is establish revenue that everybody is subject to paying into for the sake of establishing a revenue source. And so realistically, what we have to do is to go and create a strategic plan that lays out the roadmap so that people, when they go and they pay into these funds, or essentially any company, any service provider, ultimately that is subject to our authority, when they pay into this fund, they'll know that it's managed. They'll know that everything is good, solid, good to go. When we have several things going on at the same time, there's several opportunities for us to go and actually do work that the regulatory environment demands us to complete. It's one thing to have to do it on a shoestring budget, but it's also another thing to be able to actually go and draw on an available budget to go after any violators of the law and any violators of the regulations that we establish ultimately. And so this is a very important part of building up the NNTRC as a program. My focus as an executive director has been on the programmatic side. It's been to really aggressively build out some of the fundamental structural things of a program so that we can grow from just a staff of 2 people, which is me and my administrative services officer currently, to potentially 10 people or even 20 people. I don't want to again here say that we'll put a number on it and say that's a good number. We have to justify every single step along this growth path that we take, and not just spend money willy-nilly. And so I really want to emphasize that that's a big focus of mine over these first few moments of the strategic planning process. Since its creation in the 1980s, the commission has programmatically not grown as much. It definitely, I mean, for a program that's been in existence for about 30 years or so, and to only have, a single office, for example, and 2 people running that office essentially. And as far as I can count, I'm about the 14th or so executive director to be appointed to this position. It is definitely time, I think, for some focused work on establishing growth for us. And, we do have a lot of authority. If you look at the code, the Navajo Nation Telecommunications Regulatory Act of the 1980s, updated here and there with E911 or 911 authorities, charges, all that stuff. We have the ability to levy fines, levy taxes, levy all of these things that help us to do our work, which ultimately is to provide that consumer protection for you as Navajo people and as consumers. We also, one of the biggest things that I've come to find out, because this has also been a historical sort of discovery process for myself, one of the things that really is the foundation of the commission's creation was that the Navajo Nation leadership decades ago and continuously up until this point, they continuously hold this, is that the Navajo Nation's approach is to sort of get out of the telecoms business, but then to, at the same time, have a regulatory commission that can promote a solid competitive environment. And so to promote competition, to promote fairness, to promote the good things about, I would say, business, or, to promote the things that provide good quality value services to our Navajo people in terms of telecommunications, that's one of the biggest reasons why our enabling legislations, the power and authority that we have, is so beefed up. And you really have to consider everything together, but it takes some time to go through and understand what's possible realistically, because we do operate in a political environment. And so I'm very excited about that. And that's one of the things that we've been discussing over the past few months, especially internally with the commissioners. This phased approach is starting to emerge now in terms of our program's growth. And so I touched a little bit on the fund management plan. That's going to be a major focus in the coming weeks and months. Hopefully we can get a fund management plan passed, which is a requirement for any program to collect any type of revenue and manage that and to access it for operations. So one of the bigger things too, I believe, is just in general transparency and accountability. I want to ensure that going forward, we don't have some of the issues that we had, that I faced coming into this office, which is that, just very little to go off of. Building this archive from scratch essentially takes a lot of work. And I want to be able to package all of this up so that if somebody else steps into my position, that they'll have a complete set of historical documentation and not only that, but have staff to support the maintenance of all of the documentation, archives, and records of decision and everything attendant to that. Because ultimately, what we want to be able to do is open up this portal where any Navajo person can come in and say, this is my experience. I'm having issues with my telecommunication services here. And we can be that voice and those advocates for you when it comes to interfacing with the companies that you do business with. And that's a big part of accountability and transparency. And so we have to build that infrastructure internally. And to be a really good program to do that on the Navajo Nation takes these first few steps. And so I'm very proud of the work that we've done over the first 6 months, 5 months or so that I've been here. Previously, Mr. Tico Charlie, who retired, did some great work to bring a lot of this awareness to the nation about and also previous executive directors as well. I mentioned that there have been a number. Every single one of them has contributed significantly to a component of this. And I think one of my major focuses is to sort of tie it all together and make sure it works and is functional, especially when we're coming to this new digital age. I mean, it's been around for a while for the rest of the world, but when it comes to Navajo, we need to know how to access our rights, our digital rights and our digital lives, make sure they're safe and protected, secure from cyber attacks, cyber criminals, all of this stuff that is the rest of the world is facing. What do we do when it comes to AI? How do we know our information is protected when it comes to AI? How does that relate to, our position in the world as a culture, as a people, as Diné people? There are so many areas that we need to get to even start discussing what it looks like to have a Navajo regulatory environment specifically focused on these areas of our digital lives that are coming up. And so ultimately, to be able to go in and defend our people who are victims of digital crimes, digital criminals, that's a big function I see in the future. But we got to do some of the preliminary groundwork. And so I'm very excited for what the future holds this coming year. And then my third update, I have so much to deliver in terms of updates, but my third update, I'm very proud of this. It's very technical, kind of nerdy, but we have a new website. It actually just started sort of working last week. And so if you go to nntrc.navajo-nsn.gov, we're able to bring the website under the Navajo Nations .gov domain, which means that you should be able to trust it. It's a very basic right now, but as we bring more and more of the previous website, which went dark about 2 years ago, I think, when we bring more and more of that technical capacity in-house and inside the nation, we start training our own people to take care of the website and all of the digital properties that we'll be reconnecting to. It really does, I believe, help us in the long term. So it's a bit of an investment and it's a bit of a strategic move as well. And so I believe I am, that's it for my updates for this week. I wanted to sort of be the one to tie up this year because I'm so proud of my colleagues in the Nygren administration and as well as President Nygren, First Lady. I'm so appreciative of all the work at OPVP. I'm so appreciative of the work across the street and then also at the judicial branch. It really is hard work. And, every day it is very important to maintain a good outlook and a positive, constructive thought process. And I just want to share that with all of you. I thank you for allowing me time at the end of this year. It's December 26th. You have a few more days left in this year to reflect and do all these things, but also to get ready for next year, which I definitely am doing. So happy I'm getting through this illness. And I really want to thank all of you and wish you all a happy new year. I hope if some of you, like my family, are going to be holding your Christmas dinners this coming weekend, because we were all wiped out. We were all sick. We're all better now, but I hope your dinners are good, and I hope you come back to work refreshed and ready to go. So with that, thank you so much, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas.